Head women's basketball coach John Haskins previewing UNCP and Francis Marion on Thursday in the English E. Jones Center. Women's tip at 5:30. Coach, season winding down now. The games are getting fewer and fewer. What are you looking for at this point in the season, as far from a progression standpoint for your kids?
Just continue to get better, Todd. We've got to do things better, and I think particularly score on a consistent basis, and just get better at the nuts and bolts of our defense and doing the things we want to do defensively. So, it's a learning process. I think our freshmen are progressing. The big thing is, we've had a tough stretch here and not getting discouraged and continue to try to get better and continue, to fight to do the things that we want to do every day.
Now, talk about the role players on this team. Players you may have identified that might not be rising seniors going into next year, but players you've identified that are going to be leaders on this team going forward.
Well, I think, first of all, there is our upperclassmen, our 4 juniors that we've got to get leadership for. I think Chandrika Foley gives us a lot of leadership, and we missed that. This year's team's missed Wayne Mack. I mean, you as a senior, you want to be a leader, but there's only so much leadership you can give when you're injured and over there on the bench. She's done a good job coaching us from the bench, but and then I think there's some new kids that have some leadership qualities that they can come around. Ashley McCray is a little bit vocal, and I think she can do some things in terms of leadership. So I think there are some young kids that can give us some of that also.
Let's talk about Francis Marion. Pretty solid offensive team. Second in the league in three-point percentage, second in fewest turnovers, third in offensive rebounds per game. So when they do miss, they're getting their rebounds. Talk about the challenge that this team will present to you.
I think they're a hard guard. I mean, they're basically play kind of 4 perimeters. They don't play 2 true posts. Probably is athletic and can really deck the ball and put it on the floor and create off the dribble. And then, you've got to help, and then they're kicking it and shooting it. And then when they miss it, they can go get it. So transition team, I think transition defense will be very important. I think trying to keep the ball in front of us will be important. Contesting shots and then to do a good job of rebounding. And then Roach is a good post player. I mean, they go 4-on-1 and they get her the ball, and good hands, kind of got a big body, but she's just got a knack for getting in the hole. So we've got to, be concerned with her in the post also. So, they create a lot of difficulties in terms of matchups.
Coach Ben Miller, we're talking and previewing the Francis Marion game on Thursday in the English E. Jones Center, 7:30 tip for the men. Coach, just talk about your team right now. As of late, you've had some players step up, players coming off the bench that have worked their way in the starting lineup, players such as Reggie Cobia and Chris Lindsay that have really stepped up and started playing well for you.
Yeah, I've been really pleased with our big guys lately, especially the guys that hadn't gotten a lot of minutes early, really hung in there, and Reggie and Chris kept working, and it's paid off, and they're really contributing.
Talk about your team right now. Obviously, you're not on the successful side of things, as not having as much success as you would like. But talk about one or two things that you're looking for from your team over these next 3 or 4 games as you head down the stretch of your schedule.
Well, number one, our defense has got to improve. We've been able to score the ball fairly well, and our guards didn't shoot it real well last game. But the big guys have really come on. We got to get them more touches on the offensive end. But defensively, we got to step up and get stops, whether we're in man or zone. Our defense has really got to tighten up along with our rebounding.
Let's talk about Francis Marion. 7-9 overall, 4-6 in the Peach Belt Conference. They got a big guy, 19.9 points from Everett Gary. One thing Francis Marion likes to do, and the crowd here will see it, they like to shoot the 3. First in the league in both 3-pointers made and attempted. So how do you defend a team like that?
Well, you got to push out, and the unusual thing about them is they can all shoot them. They're guards, they're big guys, so it's a little unusual. There's not a lot of big guys in our league that can step out and make those shots, but they obviously can. So everybody's got to guard all the way to 3, and sometimes a good step beyond the 3-point line to contest those shots.